So we've got another one of these Antifa horror stories. It says California high school teacher who pledged allegiance to Antifa and said he wanted to turn students into revolutionaries is given 3 years pay to resign. So apparently this teacher, total communist, Californian teacher, wants to indoctrinate students with this ridiculous alt-left ideology, and in return, he's given 3 years pay as a thank you to resign and stop completely messing with these kids' development. You can see it took a nationwide backlash, and the teacher ended up getting 3 years paid salary after he was secretly recorded professing his allegiance to Antifa and saying it was his goal to turn his students into revolutionaries. And it says they agreed to pay him $190,000 in a settlement agreement just as long as he leaves. So there it is, folks. If you try and indoctrinate third graders with alt-left ideology in the state of California, apparently you are rewarded. And his yearly base salary was $60,000. He ends up getting $190,000. So he gets basically 3 years of pay just to resign. And then it said, this is even more frightening. Whether he plans to teach again is unclear. Can we ban him from any normal school district? I mean, I think trying to indoctrinate and force children to go along with any type of ideology should be grounds for being banned from any sort of school district. But you know what? I'm sure he can teach in Portland. I'm sure Portland would welcome him with open arms, but now he's got $190,000. He can at least buy one of those nice Antifa masks and wear it. Of course, Antifa, the group that Biden didn't want to denounce in his debates with Trump back in 2020, just absolutely a horrible, horrible group. Yeah, they're anti-fascist, except they do everything that a fascist regime would do, like inciting violence, causing violence, things like that, especially in places like Portland. That's why we're not seeing much on Antifa, because they don't want to show and highlight the left's violence. You're not seeing it on CNN, seeing these stories. They come up weekly almost, where you've got these just ridiculous teachers with, they literally searched this guy's classroom and it's basically an Antifa infestation. And what should happen is, hey dude, we see what you're doing. We have you literally on tape talking about trying to indoctrinate your kids to join an alt-left ideology. We're not giving you any money. You are fired. Okay? Because what you're doing is how are you giving this individual $190,000? He's trying to, whether it's right or left. What is going on at this point, folks? But of course it happens in California, and they go on in this article to say, well, we didn't want him to fight the firing, we didn't want him to dispute it, so we gave him 3 years pay so he would resign, when really, you've got so much smoke and gun on this idiot, you should be able to fire him with pure cause. He's on video talking about how he wants to indoctrinate students, but they still give him almost $200,000 in pay just so he wouldn't fight it. So the teacher resigned from the district 4 months after a conservative group known for undercover sting operations. So the only reason this dude isn't spewing ridiculous leftist ideology to children is because the school district didn't do a thing about this in California. It was some conservative group who had to do an undercover sting operation, and they recorded him saying that he had 180 days to scare the shit out of his students and turn them alt-left into communists. Apparently, he signed his school emails, every email, with a quote from Karl Marx. As we said 11 months ago, those were things that we missed. That's what the superintendent says. And he says, as the superintendent, I own that. Well, the only reason he is not still teaching is because of some undercover sting operation done by conservatives. The district has since made its political action guidelines part of the required start of the year reading for employees, says the superintendent. And then also a swastika compass and Donald Trump magnet. Apparently he put a swastika on the right side, like the far right side of the classroom, and then asked kids, different ideas on stuff, and then he would place it, whether it's on the right or on the left, and on the right he had a big swastika. So this individual, the fact that this article says it's unclear whether or not he'll teach again, what are we doing? And we're rewarding these people. This guy's going to be able to get 50 new Antifa masks for him and his little friends. It is unbelievable that stuff like this comes out, and it comes out weekly with these Antifa lowlifes from the states like California, Portland. The West Coast is out of control with these people. Investigators also found a bunch of Antifa crap, including an Antifa flag, mug, and magnet, and a series of Russian nesting dolls. So a total Antifa infestation in this dude's room as he comes out and is recorded in a video, saying he wants to turn kids into becoming Antifa members, turn them alt left, turn them into communists, and his reward for that is getting around $200,000 to not dispute his firing, because he would have a big leg to stand on. I don't understand what is the reason you have to pay this individual. Why can't you just fire him with overall cause if you have him in video saying this? It's clearly a violation of any sort of, laws for the teachers. So it is unbelievable. The Antifa stuff keeps getting worse and worse, especially out in the West. Guys, just wanted to share. It's every day with these stories. It really is. It's sad. And you see all these teachers with all this Antifa crap in their room, and the only reason this individual was even caught. I mean, listen, if you're the superintendent or if you're another teacher and you see somebody with an Antifa flag in the room, isn't that maybe a little bit of a red flag? Aren't you maybe like, yeah, why do you have that exactly? We're trying to teach kids, third grade math, and you've got an Antifa flag and you've got a swastika on the upper right side of your room. Maybe we shouldn't do that. Maybe we should look into this a little bit. No, it takes a Republican undercover sting operation to expose it, and then even after it gets exposed, they still give him $200,000, which I'm sure he will invest into new Antifa masks for him and all his friends when they go and protest in Portland and things like that. Of course, with the Antifa movement, CNN, they won't cover it because it makes the left look horrible. But of course, the January 6th committee is primetime TV that gets shown on every major network, right? Of course. But guys, that is going to do it for this video. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description. I'm, of course, DJs. Thank you for watching.